Okay, but yeah. You ever start a sentence with that and suddenly you're about to tell a whole story, share an opinion nobody asked for, or spiral into a 20-minute rant? Welcome back to Okay, but yeah, where we talk about stuff everyone's thinking, but nobody actually says out loud. I'm Isabel.
And I'm Kamiea, and welcome back.
On today's episode, we're going to be exploring the unknown, talking about our internal fears and discussing the paranormal. So today, when we were kind of discussing like what we wanted to talk about during this episode, we were talking about different like quotes and different like you know, experiences that we had. And we kind of, well, I guess I kind of wanted to talk about like our internal fears because nothing's scarier than something that could actually happen to you in real life. We talk about like, oh, being scared of ghosts, being scared of XYZ. But I think it's not talked about enough being scared of like failing or being
Mm,
scared of, not making it or being scared of,
mhm,
just not being your best. And that's
mhm.
scary. Like, if you really think about that, if you have that fear just kind of have you in a chokehold, you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, especially when, it's literally, it's weighing you down, and it's actually holding you back from being able to kind of, move forward with your life, being completely, feeling like it's choking you or, something's like that pressure as well. Fear is, I feel like, a huge dream killer for a lot of people, including me.
No, no, I absolutely agree. Cause like thinking about it, like there's some things like in the military, right? I'm like, okay, I fear that because we get evaluations, right? We get evaluations every year and you're always competing against somebody. When does that stop? Like, when does that fear stop that, like, hey, like I'm at that place where I'm not scared of failing?
And I don't think I mean, for some people, I do think that it does go away, but for a lot of people, it doesn't. It just really depends on if you're willing to kind of move past it and work through it, or are you gonna let it kind of hold you back, which is a lot it's very harsh, but and it's a lot easier said than done to be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna let fear take over my life or anything," but it's still something you do have to kind of work through and, to find a support system to help you kinda guide you in that way. And I can't imagine being in the military like that and having to, that's is based on your employment for the rest of the year or not. But yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah, being in the military, it's like kind of weird because like I know like when we talk, like I never really talk about like the military. Like of course like I'll rant to you about like, oh, this happened at work or
Mhm,
XYZ, but I guess something like we never actually talked about really is like how like competitive it is,
mm.
right? So like I'm not just competing against like one other person. Like sometimes like I guess my last unit I was competing against like six other people for
Wow.
that evaluation. When you really think about it, one, like in the military, you're not just competing against the people that you're being evaluated against, but you're competing against like being a female in the military. Like
Mhm,
I've noticed females are like it's like cutthroat. Like you're
mhm.
competing, like you want to be the best female. You're like we're trying to prove a point. Like
Yeah, and it's,
it's
such
not
a
the 80s anymore.
male-dominated such a
Yes.
male-dominated
No,
career
it makes
path.
mhm.
But it must be hard because, where do you feel supported in your job? What group do you have, a group that you have that you kinda uplifts you so you can, not feel like it's so cutthroat? Like, who do you go to?
So, funny enough, like, I go to you guys
Right.
because like, it's, like, kinda nice because Kamaya, and Caitlin also, like, they don't know much about the military besides what I've told them, but, like, they're willing to still listen to me, like, it helps to just let it go,
Mhm.
because I know a lot of people in the military, they just keep it in. I don't recommend that.
It's not
I don't
healthy.
recommend that in any career. But yeah, like, talking to my friends and then of course, like my sister, she's also in the military, so I'll talk to her about stuff too because she's experienced things that I've experienced as well. And something like my sister, she's like one of my like biggest role models, right? Especially when it comes to like dealing with fear because she told me like because she's way older than me. She's 10 years older than me. So she experienced like the military stuff way before I did. And something that's always stuck with me is she told me that when she was doing field training, so it's like right after she commissioned or is about to commission, I forget like where exactly it is. People like had a bet that she was gonna fail, that she was gonna quit.
So gross. I
But
hate
she
that.
overcame that and like now she's like a badass bitch. Like
Mhm. Okay,
so that's
period.
like
We love her.
yes. So that's like how I like if every time I'm like doubting myself, like I think about that. Like, why doubt yourself when there's already other people out there doubting you? Why add to that fear?
That's so healthy though too, because for me, I don't have that mindset. I understand that I should not let fear control my life, and I shouldn't let it completely make me feel so suffocated that I'm just not doing anything, but it's like I said, it's a lot easier said than done. And
Mhm.
having that mindset that you have is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's sometimes, like, even now, like, I say it right, but
Mm,
saying it's so much easier, but there are still some days where I'm like, "Ugh," like, this person, they're already doing better than me, or people already like them more, there's no point in me trying. But then I get myself out of that mindset because, like,
who
I'm
cares?
I'm only my only competition is myself, like, there's nobody
Exactly.
else that I'm competing against but myself,
Okay,
so
Rock City. I
thanks.
love that though. For me, it's like for the field that I was in, so at the moment, I'm, like, in between, careers, trying to figure out exactly what it is that I wanna do, what path is the best path for me, but the career that I was in before, it wasn't so, like, cutthroat, but it was very much male dominated, so it's very, like, frat boy, um,
Mhm,
energy. As welcoming it is for women, it still is very male coded, all of it, including the women sometimes, and so it was really hard to sometimes actually make genuine connections, but most importantly, the career that I was in, for my fear that came was financial fear
mhm,
because it was not paying enough. As like a lead, I was making 14.75 an hour. That's crazy. As a lead, someone who's actually doing inventory and like training people and helping with ordering and stuff, 14.75 an hour is not enough to even live on. Like I was literally taking food from the kitchen because like
mhm,
I couldn't afford food. So, like, that was, like, my fear, but luckily, I was able to kind of, like, be like, "Hey, like, this is not working, I need to get out of this field because it's not going anywhere for me, unfortunately,
mhm,
'cause I still love the baking and, like, pastry aspect and cooking, but financially, it just was not for me, and there was too much fear and too much uncertainty for me to wanna to even stay in that field because I was not surviving. I was barely surviving at the time financially. And even, like, in my health as well, because I'm not, like, sleeping enough, I'm commuting, I'm hurting myself because I'm not sleeping enough, I'm not eating enough at the time, and I wasn't getting enough nutrients to, like, fuel my body. So, it was just like, I had my fear of me dying because of all of that was greater than the uncertainty of, like, finding another job that would pay me more, like, having all that rejection and
and I
whatnot.
think, like, just because I know we talk about it a lot, but I think it's really great that you're recognizing, like, "Hey, I'm worth more than I'm getting paid." Like, I have the skill set to, you're not settling.
Yeah,
And I think that's what a lot of people, do.
mhm,
Like, now I know finding a job is hard right now, but it's the
mhm.
people who they just settle and they're stuck.
Yeah, and they hate it, and I don't wanna hate my job, I don't wanna hate what I do, and I do
Mhm,
wanna help people, so, I mean, it's not like I'm willing to wait for the right opportunity to come,
mhm.
and, yeah, I'm letting the universe do its job pretty much. I might be stressed at the moment, but it's yeah, okay.
Whew, enough about talking about, like, personal stuff, but
Sorry.
personal stuff is not
Woo!
funny.
Woo! Oh, got that off my chest.
Whatever.
Oof,
So,
girl.
okay, I'm tired, okay? So, I feel like it would be fun to talk about memories growing up listening to scary stories. Like, do you have
Mhm.
any times, like, you would listen to it just 'cause, or, like,
So
camping or anything?
not so much camping. When we went to go visit you at your college, and we were Caitlin and I were spending the night, and we
My
all
college?
yeah, we went it was when, like, you're in college. We went to,
Oh,
like,
you went to my house?
yeah, your house, and we spent the night.
Oh, okay, I remember. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
and you're like, "Put on a scary story," and we're, like, laying there in your bed in the fucking dark, and we're just listening to scary stories, and they fell asleep before I fell asleep. I'm like, "I'm turning this off. This is, like, so stupid." It's like, I don't wanna have nightmares. Why would I listen to this while I'm asleep? Y'all are crazy. But that's, like, most of the times. I remember when we did the Ouija board at school in high school. You remember that? It was like the baby was talking to us.
Sorry, that wasn't me.
No, you were there because it was with
No,
the whole theater group. Yeah, it was.
I did not do a Ouija board in high school.
I swear you were there. It
The
was my
first time I
first.
did a the first time I did a Ouija board was in college.
That's so rude that you did not do a Ouija board with me.
That's so rude that you did the Ouija board before me.
I thought that you were there. Where were you at, girl? That was rude. You just dilly-dallying without me? That was rude.
I was
You're rude.
probably in chemistry. I was probably in
No, we
chemistry,
had the
let's be
same lunch. We always had the same lunch. Yeah, we always had the same lunch.
Did we?
Yes, we always had the same lunch. But anyway, I thought it was so dumb. I was like, I did pray afterwards, because I was like, I don't believe it, but I also don't want it to attach to me because I don't believe it. It's like, you're not gonna attach to me.
You did a Ouija board in high school? Like, at school?
Yeah, it was a bunch of us. I swear you were there.
I don't know. No.
I'm pretty sure you were there because it was in the auditorium. It was after theater, and it was with all the theater kids because they wouldn't have invited me if you weren't there
No, I
because
absolutely
I was
wasn't
not liked in
there.
theater class.
Yeah, you were.
No, I was not. I was associated with you, so they tolerated me.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I don't recall.
I recall because I lived it. But
Well,
anyway,
I obviously didn't. So, anyway, growing up for me, I guess like so every time I think of scary stories growing up, I always think back to when I would go camping with my family. So my family used to go camping all the time. Like every year we would go camping. And my mom would tell me this story. So in the Philippines, there's like a folklore, I guess, where there would be this like a monster or something that would be living in the trees
I
in the
know this
dark,
one. Yeah, that
and
one
then they're
scares
like
me.
trying to eat babies from the belly with the long ass tongue. Yeah.
Yeah, with
I'd
the
be so
wings.
into it. Yeah. I'd
That
be
shit
so
scares me to
into
this
it.
day.
Cause like when I went to the Philippines, like I would not go outside in the I would not look at the trees, anything.
Fear,
But
man. For me, I would listen to scary stories a lot, like No Sleep and creepypastas when I was working overnight at one of my past jobs. And they wouldn't scare me, but I always found them very interesting. And my favorite kind of ones to listen to were always the ones where it's like this guy is starting this new job, or woman, whoever is starting this new job, and they are left a list of rules for the overnight shift, and they would have to follow all the rules or else something bad would happen to them. I ate that shit up. I loved those ones. I would always listen to those, and, like, growing up, like, my mom would always let me watch scary movies. Like, my favorite movie growing up was Silent Hill. So, like, I was really into that, like, scary shit. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool."
sorry,
Are you
my desk started moving.
I was like, "Why are you just
My desk
silent?
started moving.
Silent."
One, so kind of not a scary story, but like a story that didn't happen to me, but it happened to my mom.
Mhm.
And my uncle would tell me this, like when we would be camping. One time I guess my uncle was walking down the stairs and he saw like a comb floating in the air, brushing my mom's hair. Isn't that crazy?
That's scary. Oh my
Isn't
I
like
would
my
have just
mom
shit
was
myself right then
napping.
and there.
My mom was napping and like there was a comb brushing
Oh,
her hair.
so
Isn't
this
that
that's when you were
crazy?
camping?
Yeah, no, no, no. So my uncle had told me that story.
Oh, at
Like
camping.
yeah,
Where were they when that happened?
in the Philippines. Like they were younger.
The Philippines is so magical.
No, we have to go.
Absolutely. It's hot and humid, but I would totally go with you. You know how I feel about hot places.
Yeah.
But, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah.
Isn't that yeah.
Like, I'm just, like, envisioning it right now. I would have been so scared. I would have left the house. Like,
Well,
"Nope."
she was sleeping, so
Still, nope. I would, like, "Nope," and, like, walked out. Like, I don't know how he was able to keep his composure and just stay.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Something that I was just thinking about. So Kamaya, she used to like not used to, but she does whenever I drive from San Diego to Los Angeles because I'm,
Mm.
always commuting there and back. But sometimes like it's a 2 hour plus drive sometimes with traffic. So we would ask ChatGPT to
Oh, I
write us
remember
a
this.
scary story. And I think those were
Yes.
so fun.
They were fun.
And that's like the only time Kamaya would actually read to me because I couldn't read while driving.
I don't like reading out loud. I get nervous. But yeah, I will read to her in private anytime that she needs me to.
One of these episodes, we're gonna have Kamaya read a ChatGPT story.
Oh my
One of
god.
these episodes.
One of these episodes. I have another scary story.
I'm ready.
I'm pretty sure I've told you this before, but I wanna tell the group. One time, I was spending the night at my grandma's house, and it's late at night, and the only, like, light that's coming through is the light from outside from the kitchen, or that coming outside through the kitchen window, and my door's open because my door is right across from the kitchen, right? So, I'm just laying in bed, just like little Kamaya laying in bed and has, like, the blanket right next to her, not able to fall asleep, and all of a sudden, I see this, like, figure, and then the longer I look at it, the clearer it looks, and it's a figure of a man, and he smiles at me, right? And I'm like, "Oh, hell no." So then I literally pull the cover over me because 'cause I'm scared as AF. And so the next morning, I wake up and my grandma's, like, doing whatever she was doing. I go over to there's, like, there was this little, like, cabinet dresser thing, and there's a bunch of pictures, right? And I'm looking at them because I just felt like I needed to look at them, right? And I look at one of them and I'm like, "Grandma, who is this right here?" And she's like, "Who are you talking about?" I'm like, "This guy right here. Who is he? Who's this?" And she's like, "This is my dad." I'm like, "Oh, he came and visited me last night, and then he walked toward your bedroom door." And she's like, "How is that possible? He's dead." I'm like, "Well, he saw him smile at me through the doorway and literally walked down to your like, down toward your bedroom." And she's like, "Well, okay." And we never talked about it ever again. Yeah. And I remember it
Dang.
vividly because his smile looked exactly like the guy, um, in
In
the
the picture?
picture and, like, his, like, features and everything. It was still, like it was dark, it was, like, a dark figure, but I could tell that it was him by his smile because his smile was, like, white and, like,
Mhm.
same build and everything, so I was like, "Oh, interesting." Am I psychic? Okay.
Okay,
Call me
Raven.
Raven. Yes. I have a lot of scary stories. I mean, I have a couple, I don't have a lot. I used to live in,
What?
like, another haunted house.
So one of the experiences that I just wanted to bring up, it's not like a scary experience at all. Like it's kind of happy. I mean, it is happy. But one time when my grandma passed away, I don't think you met my grandma. I think she had passed away before
I don't yeah, I
we
haven't
met.
met your grandma. I met your grandpa, though.
Yeah. So when my grandma passed away, I'm trying to remember what exactly we were doing because she had passed away and then I had to go do my black belt test or something. Like we had gone to California and we kind of had something had happened where we just had to leave. Like so my mom didn't do, the laundry. Like we just had dirty laundry. Like there was just something that had happened. So we were in California. When we came back, the laundry was done. Yeah,
She did the laundry for you guys?
yes.
That's so
And
sweet.
so my grandma would always do that. So like we came back, the laundry was done, and there was just one more load left in the dryer.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't think it was gonna be that dramatic. I'm so sorry. Your
Yeah, so yeah, like we got back and the laundry was done. There was just one more load. And like my mom was like asking, like, oh, who did the laundry? Like who started the dryer? And we're like, and there was laundry folded. So I thought that was like a bittersweet, like,
That's very sweet, and
yeah.
aw, grandmas are amazing. I love my grandma so much. Yeah. Yeah.
She's having a laugh attack. Lord, not the tissues. You would think I'm the funniest person in this world with the amount of laughing this girl's doing.
Isabel is the funniest person in the world. That's why I laugh like this. I don't just laugh like this with anybody.
There was one time Kamaya and I had like a laughing fit, like cramping. Like we were laughing so hard. We were cramping.
Back to my story.
Not an orb.
I saw that too, bitch! Oh,
I saw it.
another one. I'm scared. Did you guys hear that? I'm scared. Do you remember that video?
I gotta find that clip somewhere and put it in there.
My mind is all full of memes, man. All full of memes. That's the only thing going on. Well, hello. Thank you for making yourself known. You see it again. It might just be dust. It's just dust. Anyway, so when I was a kid, we used to live in this duplex that I thought was like very creepy, right? And there was this part in my mom's room where when you would step on it, it would creak. Mind you, it's a really old house, like an old place, so it creaked regardless. But this specific spot is like where you had to actually put a bunch of weight on it in order for it to creak, right? It would make this like dent sound. So one night, Um, I was on my little flip phone because I thought it was cute. And I had music on and I had the lights on because I didn't like the dark. And I also would have like all the lights on upstairs too because I was just afraid to be home because that place was obviously haunted, um, as my 9-year-old self thought. And I hear like a step, right? I hear a step in the like a creak in the step where the little dent was, and I look up, I'm like, "Who the fuck is here?" And my dumbass as a child was like, "Mom, are you there?" Wouldn't last in a horror movie at 9 years old, would not. But
I don't
I
think you would last in a horror movie now.
girl, I'm not gonna be in a situation in a horror movie now. How about that? I'm not going in the woods. If there's a killer in town, I'm dipping. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. I don't
Unless they
play.
have crystals. Mhm. Point proven.
Anyway, so I'm downstairs, I'm by the door, I'm shaking, and I have my dog with me, right? Because do you remember Honey?
Oh, honey.
This is when Honey was, like, really, really young. I'm, like, holding her, I have my phone, and then all of a sudden, the ringtone for my home phone where I'm at right now is ringing, like, is going off on my phone. So I'm like, "Hell no." So then I dip out of my house with everything on, lock the door, of course, because I don't want someone else to break in, right? And so then I go next door to my neighbor and I'm like, "There's someone in my house," and my phone rang with the ringtone, that my home phone, and I heard a step upstairs, like it creaked in the spot, you know? And she's like, "Okay, come in." So I went into her house, watched some movies, and waited there until my mom came home and she inspected and there was nobody there. I'm pretty sure it was a freaking ghost messing with me, for sure.
You should have answered the call.
Absolutely not.
It would have
But I
been,
mean,
"What's your
one
favorite scary movie?"
or it could have been one missed call. Do you remember that movie?
Yep.
That shit was scary. That actually scared me.
What's your favorite scary movie? Actually, yeah, as a child. Today, what would you say your favorite movie is? After watching all these movies.
I have 2,
I'm ready.
right? As Above, So Below, because that one really messed with me. I was like, "This
Yep.
is so scary and interesting." Like, I actually had to pay attention. And then one just because it's so fun for me to watch is The Cabin in the Woods.
It makes me so dizzy.
Cabin in the Woods?
Yes.
Really? Loved because all the spinning, that makes sense.
Mhm.
But that one I loved watching because it was such a great homage to all the other horror films, and then just having the basic tropes and kind of explaining all the tropes. I
Mhm.
just loved, like, why all the tropes exist. I just loved it. I just was eating that shit up.
Ate it up.
Eat
Yeah.
it up. Eat it. But sorry. But then, like, As Above, So Below was just a really good, like, I just felt like it was really well done,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
So for me, I would say that my favorite scary movie is The Shining.
That's a good one. That's
I
a good
would say
classic.
it's The Shining, but it's also The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
That one was good. Yeah, that one was scary.
So I say that's like one of my favorite movies because that was actually like one of the first scary movies that my mom let me watch with her. And growing up, like sometimes like if I'm scared, like I'm gonna go sleep in my mom's bed. She has like a
Yeah.
California King bed. It's like freaking big.
Yeah,
And so like I was like 8, 9 years old watching this movie. And of course, yes, I went and slept on my mom's bed
of
because I was
course.
freaking scared. But what do you think this girl did? Why does she wear a t-shirt, a night-night shirt with a rose on it? Scared the shit out of me. I had nightmares about that
Oh,
movie for a
that
really
movie
long
was
time.
scary. Like, even, like, when I was watching it with my mom, like, she would turn down the volume when, like, she was, like, saying, like, the tongues and whatnot.
Mhm.
But my mom did that with, like, every show that had, like, witchcraft or something when they're, like, casting their spells or saying something that, that could, like, come and do
Conjure
the
something up,
yeah.
yeah.
But, yeah,
Dang.
that's so I can't believe she wore a rose nightgown
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, but that was like her, like,
Like,
normal sleep attire, like, it's not a new
oh,
shirt, but,
yeah.
like, I was like, "The audacity, mother. We
Like, you know
just
how I
watched this
feel.
movie." Yeah,
You're so rude. You know how I
yeah,
feel.
yeah, but my last, like, experience, I guess, with, like, ghost, right? So I know I talked about my grandma.
Mm,
And then when my grandpa passed away, backtrack. So before my grandpa passed away, I would I'd be out hanging out with like Kamaya, I'd be hanging out with Caitlin, or we'd all be, going to the heights, like
yeah.
we're driving there. But my grandpa would always leave the garage open because he knew I was coming home. He would
Aw.
always leave the garage open. Like I had the
Grandpa.
door key, right? But I didn't have a garage opener.
Mhm.
because it was in my dad's car. And so that was always a thing. And then when my grandpa passed away, he like it was weird, right? Because now the garage isn't open. But one time, Kamaya, Caitlin, and I, we drove to Forest Heights. We got snacks. Like we drove all the way up there. That was the first time Kamaya had introduced me to the Magnum ice cream bars,
Mhm.
the caramel one.
I'm always putting her on.
Yeah. That was the first night like she entered like we stopped at this like snack place, like
It was like a
convenience store.
QVC or something like that.
Yeah, something like that before we drove up to the Heights.
Mhm.
And, like, I was just, hanging out with my friends, like, I was old enough now, like, my mom didn't really care where I was. She cared, it's just she
Yeah,
knew I was gonna come home.
yeah, she knew you weren't up to no good, right? So
Yeah,
she trusted you.
yeah, but, like, something that I had worried about was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't have the garage key or the garage opener, like, how am I gonna get in?" Like, I only had 1 key, and I was like, "Dang, I'm gonna have to wake up my mom or call Michael." Be like, "Hey, open the garage for me." But I when I drove home that night, and maybe this was like 2 or 3 weeks after my grandpa had passed away, I drove home and the garage was open. And I was like, "Dang, like it's really late. Like why did my dad leave the garage open?" Like
Yeah.
and so but then I remembered my dad's not home. Like he's at work.
Mhm.
And so, why would they leave the garage open? So I go inside, open the door, and I go down expecting because the garage is open, expecting
Mhm.
my mom to be in the kitchen. I walk in and the house is pitch black. I'm like, what's like, where is everybody? Like, why is
Yeah.
like they left the garage open? Like, what is going on? So I go downstairs and my mom's asleep. And I'm like, I woke her up. I was like, hey, mom, like, I'm home. Did you leave the garage open? And she was like, no, what do you mean? Like, I closed it. And that's how I knew my grandpa opened the
Oh.
garage for me.
Oh, grandpa.
Yeah.
His last, like, "Goodbye, I love you, take care." Aw.
Yeah. So whenever
Doesn't
I'm
make
in
me
Oregon though,
cry.
I go visit them.
Yeah. And they got I'm guessing they got buried together.
So they're actually cremated, but they are in the same like crematorium area, whatever that word is,
Mhm.
together. So
Okay.
I actually have like the grid coordinates of where they're located at tattooed.
Isabelle is so sweet.
Yeah.
It's so heartfelt. All my like, "I'm
Yeah.
scared." You're like, "My family came and visited me. They still love me."
Yeah. But that's how come like because of those experiences, that's how come like I don't really have the fear of, ghosts. Because
Yeah.
not all ghosts, are scary.
Yeah.
But then there are demons and we don't mess with
Absolutely not.
demons.
I just wanna say this real quick, my lamp just flickered a little bit.
Imma have to rewatch that.
Yeah, like, I, like, caught my eye, like, with the hopefully you can see it on camera, but you see me look at my lamp.
I saw you looking up. I thought you were looking at, like, if there was something here, but
No. I will say I do believe, like, for me, like, I do sense things for sure. I am a little woo-hooey, so, like, I do sense some stuff, and yeah, I there's something definitely here for sure. I don't think it's malevolent though, but it does like to
Mhm.
fuck with me sometimes and make me knock over things.
Happens often.
Half of it's me, half of it's them.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, why did it fall in the first place?
Yeah. Dang. So we've definitely talked a lot about like scary stories growing up and stuff. There's a quote that I want to read to you. Is that okay?
Of course, I love quotes.
So this is by the author H.P. Lovecraft, and he
Love him.
says, "The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is the fear of the unknown."
And I agree because yeah, period. He ate that up. He cooked.
Ate it, ate it.
Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Anyway.
So now, like, we're on the topic of like scary stories, scary
Mhm.
experiences, just like paranormal experience.
Period,
I
Maple.
apologize, Maple.
Get it, girl. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. She has a husky.
Come here, Maple. Anyway,
Maple, I'm gonna take that toy away from you.
intermission, intermission.
Intermission, okay.
Let's take a water break.
Oh, my weenus.
Fucking train. Anyway, while she's comforting her weenus, we found some stories that I'm gonna read to you.
Somebody, please roll. Gotta calm my ass down, bitch. The fuck? About to hurt myself and my floor.
Hydrate. Okay, so I guess we're gonna segue into something different. There's things in the universe telling us we don't want to talk about that stuff right now.
Yeah, way
So
too
we're
many
gonna
coincidences that was happening that were like, we should probably shouldn't be speaking of this stuff anymore.
Yeah. So let's Let me go ahead, open these 2 up.
'Cause literally since we decided to stop talking about it, my stuff stopped doing all the shits and whatnot.
So we live and we learn. Anyway, so the title of this Reddit story is "What is your creepiest stalker story?" This is my newest stalker. I've been receiving weird emails from someone who posted a personal ad on Craigslist, casual encounters. The emails he sends to me are sent to an anonymous relay address that Craigslist creates when you post an ad that then forwards to my actual address. After some research, I have learned that this creep who is writing to me through this relay is someone I met briefly after he responded to an ad I placed on Craigslist selling a house 6 years ago. Apparently, this maniac copied and saved that anonymous relay email address from my long expired ad and decided 6 years later to use that address to email me. He is now sending me emails that make it appear that I responded to his "Any ladies up and horny" ad from 2013. The most fun part of this wonderful story is that I have another stalkerish ex boyfriend who is constantly breaking into my email and Facebook and every other account who is now asking me questions about who this guy is and why am I replying to an NSA sex ad on Craigslist. It's so great to be a woman. How I love the creeps that come out from under a rock to harass. 6 years goes by. I couldn't have told you this guy's name if I had a gun to my head, but he's obsessed about me. Insane. That's creepy.
That's disgusting, and that's also very scary. I would live in fear all the
Yeah.
time. My god.
Yeah, that's really creepy.
That's so creepy.
See. Ooh,
Okay,
there's
next.
another one. There's another one in this thread this person replied to, and it says, I was in Puerto Rico while in the Navy, and I kept bumping into this one younger married guy. Sometimes it was really creepy. Like I'd turn around and he'd be hidden in the shadows of the corner of a room. I'd be like, WTF. So basically, at the same time, I'd walk into a room and the other guys would crack up. And after a few days of this, I went over to the two guys hackling up a storm and had threatened to kick their asses if they didn't tell me why they kept laughing at me. But turns out they weren't laughing at me, which I thought about. And true, they didn't laugh at me every time I entered a room, but enough that I knew something was up. They said they were laughing at the dude who was following me around all the squadron spaces, and I didn't notice it. So I was like, tell the whole story before I beat the living daylights out of you. Turns out the creepy guy was telling everyone how hot I was because I was a redhead, and how he was going to do me this way and that do me that way, and how I was going to like it, whether I wanted it or not. Oh, he also told them he was scoping out areas in the hangar to take me and basically make me have sex with him. Cue the freak out since I
Oh
caught
my
him hiding
god.
in the shadows, and I went and made a formal complaint about him to the
Hide in the
first class.
shadows.
That's freaking creepy. It's disgusting.
It's disgusting, sorry.
But I went and made a formal complaint about him to the first class of the debt who already knew what was going on. Completely terrified me. That's disgusting. And you want to know why it's disgusting? Because that happens in the military still. This
Ew.
thread was made 13 years ago. This person posted this 13 years ago, and that shit's still happening.
That is so scary. We just can't do anything now. We can't do
Mm-mm.
anything.
This one says, my gosh, this person says they were in high school. One day, when I was in high school, I was walking to school as I usually did when a white van pulls over. Now, I lived in a pretty bad neighborhood, and I don't usually go near cars that have pulled over near me. He kept saying, excuse me. The only reason I responded at all was because he looked like my math teacher for a second. I quickly realized it wasn't him when I said what? He said, look, he was masturbating over his pants with a huge hard on. Oh my God. So I walked faster and he followed me, masturbating in his car. I crossed the street and he tried to turn and go the other direction, but it didn't work since he would have passed me going the other way. I had told a teacher about it when I got to school. He pulled over 3 other separate times. One time I was with my friend and she almost fell for it, and I had to grab her arm and tell her to keep walking. Finally, I wrote down his license and reported him and haven't seen him since. That's disgusting.
That's nasty. That is foul.
I do
That is
not like
foul.
that.
Yeah.
People are freaking weird.
I just don't understand how you're into kids. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And that's just nasty that you're just doing all of that in your car for 1, that's unsanitary.
Mhm.
For 2, that's fucking I just the world that we live in is absurd, and it's not for women, it feels like.
Honestly. Here's this last one for today's episode.
Okay.
When I, 21 female, was younger, 13 or so, I hit up the good old My Yearbook because I thought I was grown. I started talking to some guy, obviously too old for me, but whatever. I realized I was stupid. I had a fake name on the platform because it was more for my own self-esteem than actually looking for dating material. I deleted the account after a few days. This man, 6 years older than me, and he knew it, managed to find me on Facebook under my real name. He tried to friend me and followed me on social media sites trying to connect, saying that he loved me and that I was being rude. I blocked him when I could, but he was very persistent. I deleted Facebook, got a new number, and I was fine for a few years until maybe year or so ago when I saw a Facebook Messenger request from the guy saying, "Hey you. I have a completely different name. We have no mutual friends and has been years since I fell off the face of the planet to get away from that. Somehow I'm still on his mind and it creeps me out every time I think about it."
Wait, so she was 13 years old when she was talking to him. What? That
But
the
so
audacity of that man to be doing all
yeah,
that in the first place, and then have the nerve to
and
even
he knew he
she
was
was
6 years
13.
older. Yeah.
That's nasty. That's nasty work. Ugly
Yeah.
soul. Anyway, we just wanna thank everyone who tuned in and watched our channel, our video today. We appreciate you guys so much, and we look forward to meeting and seeing you guys next time. Guys, bye.
Bye.